Fish on. Oh yeah. Another fish. Yeah. What an absolutely magical fish. Good morning and a huge welcome back to Specimen Dave TV. You don't know how many times I've said that in the past 3 weeks. I have been on an unbelievable dry spell, one that you wouldn't believe. Last fish I had was very small, about 44 centimeters, and it was just that one. Got pure lucky, but today it has turned out much better. I've finally broken the dreaded dry spell. Today we landed a 60 and a 62 centimeter fish on a Savage Gear Seeker 23 gram. If you haven't got one in your lure box, you probably should go get one. They're not that expensive, so if you snag one or two or three and lose them in the weeds or the rocks, it's not the end of the world. Next thing I want to say before we kick off is a huge thank you to everyone who participated in the giveaway, who shared the video to give me that push to hit 1,000 subscribers. We absolutely smashed the mark within a couple of days, and I couldn't be more grateful to everyone. I will be running more giveaways in the future and they will get bigger and better, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel. Turn on the notifications bell for the videos so that you don't miss out, because I'll run it the same as last time. I'll pick a target and once we hit it, the giveaway will be closed. So just make sure that notifications bell is on so you get the notification when one of my new videos goes live. I've been talking to a few local lads and there's been a pattern the past couple months with the full moons. Every 2 or 3 days before the full moon has produced good fish, whereas I have been out fishing the full moons, fishing the no moons with no success whatsoever. But I was talking to one guy who was saying he had good fishing at a certain time, and I was putting it together in my head and I was like, geez, that was only a few days ago and we're on the full moon now. And then I was talking to another guy a couple of weeks later and he was saying that a few days ago that they had great fishing in a particular spot. And I was just thinking to myself, it was a full moon again, and I just thought to myself, that's twice now, 2 full moons in a row, that the few days before the full moon the fish have been on the feed and they've come in close. And I just couldn't find them on the full moons or the no moons. So I put together a little plan. Last night we went out, it was 3 days before the full moon, no fish. And I was pretty heartbroken, I'm not gonna lie, because I was so confident when I arrived. There was mullet in the water. I had actually seen garfish in about 2 foot of water, 3 of them, 3 big ones, about 50 centimeters. You know, the birds were diving, everything looked good, but the bass just didn't show. And when I got home, I was starting to go a little bit crazy. I just couldn't put my finger on it. I've thrown every type of lure, top water, soft plastics, metals, shallow divers. I just couldn't get them. There was a curse on me or something. But when I went home last night, I was thinking to myself, I should get out in the morning time and just give it a bash. And to be honest with you, I nearly did not, because I was lying in bed when that alarm clock went off at 4 o'clock. I was thinking to myself, I shouldn't be getting out of bed. The fish aren't there, I haven't been catching fish. What is the point? There's a little voice in my head that said, get your ass out of bed. And I'm glad I listened to it now. Paid off big time. It can get very discouraging when you're not catching fish and you're putting in a serious amount of hours. And I'm sure that can happen to a lot of beginner anglers who are just starting out their lure fishing for bass. You know, and if I could give you one piece of advice, I think it would be just keep showing up. You know, the more hours you put in, the more chance you have of catching a fish. If your lure's not in the water, you're not going to catch a fish. Another thing I would say is, you know, change up your tactics, because those 2 fish that I hit there today, they were caught as the tide started to ebb, you know. So a lot of anglers might start fishing from the low tide, fish it 6 hours up to the full tide, catch nothing, and then just get disheartened and leave. I would say don't fish an entire incoming tide. If you're doing a 6-hour session, try fish 3 hours before high tide and 3 hours after high tide. You know, try the same on the low tide, 3 hours either side. Try the evening time, try the morning time, but there's always a chance that you'll pick them up in the middle of the day. I have done plenty of times. I've caught great fish in the middle of the day. But look, if they're there, they're there. And they were there this morning for me. So let's have a look at these two fish that I caught. Just a spook and a bunch of fish there. Probably mullet. Now I know the light is not very good, but just bear with me as I'm going to explain why I'm actually crossing this weed bed here. Usually I wouldn't dare cross something like this because it is knee deep. It is perfect height for bass to be feeding in and hunting in. However, where I want my lure is in the channel out there, like I was describing earlier. So I'm making my way across this weed bed, little shelf, and it drops off. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a little bit of slack water there. It drops off there down into our channel. You seen earlier on when I was making my way out there first that I actually spooked a couple of mullet. If mullet are in there, the bass can be in there as well. Now enough of that bad lighting, I'm very sorry, but let's continue fishing. Fish on. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. The dry spell has been broken. I don't believe it. It's not a bad fish. Savage Gear Seeker done the business there. Oh wow. Oh. The dry spell is broken. Oh. Here's a look at you, buddy. Oh, he's a decent fish. Get him on the fish grip. Need you to relax, buddy. He's not tired yet. I have a good hook hold in that mouth. I just want to get the grip on him. Come on. Got him. I needed the grips because it's actually a decent trek back in there, but let's get going. B06817. He's a 60 centimeter fish. Oh my god. You don't know how long that's taken to get a decent fish like this. 60 centimeters on the button. Savage Gear Seeker. Absolute weapon of a lure. I love them. I picked that one up in Southside Angling. They have plenty of them. They just restocked recently. So get down there and get yourself some Seekers. Absolutely fabulous fish. And a break to a horrible dry spell of about 3 weeks now. Let's put them back and see if we can land some more. Beautiful fish. Oh. What an absolutely magical fish. Get in! Beautiful! Let's see if we can hit some more. Now, what I'm fishing here is like it's a deep enough channel, to be honest. We have this rock right here in front of us. There is another one, I'd say 100 yards out, and in between it you get a run of water left to right depending on whether the tide is filling or ebbing. See if we can find a few more fish on this seeker. Skidoosh, right into the sun. Another fish. Yeah. Oh, he's right on the surface already. Savage Gear Seeker is doing work today. This fish is not as big. The dry spell is officially over. It wasn't just a lone bass that I picked up. They're there and they're feeding. That's always good to know. Hello. Hello. Come here to me. I'm just gonna let him tire himself out a bit because the last fish was the last fish was not tired enough before I tried to put the grips on him. Let him make a couple of runs. Whoa. I don't want to play the fish too long. I don't want to exhaust him, but I need him tired enough to get him close to me. And he's nowhere near ready. He's getting there now. There we go. Come on. Come on. Got him. I'll tell you what, he is, if anything, better than the last fish. He didn't fight as hard though. Let's get him in. B06818, and he is bigger than the last fish. He's 62 centimeters. Gorgeous. Well, here we are again with another fabulous fish. Probably 10-15 minutes after the last one. 62 centimeters. He didn't fight as hard as the first fish. I was very surprised, but he lasted longer. He didn't get as tired as quick. Absolutely buzzing. Right, let's get this fella back. That might be the last fish of the day, hopefully not. But 2 fish in the 60s is not a day to complain about. Unbelievable. 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 Look at that gorgeous fish. Oh, fish, lads, fish. Well, 2 fish caught, 2 fish tagged, 2 fish released. A 60 and a 62 centimeter. Couldn't be happier. Just for any of my new viewers, or maybe you're a returning viewer and you haven't subscribed yet, please smash that subscribe button. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. If anybody has any questions about bass fishing, any questions at all regarding anything, shoot me a message on Instagram. I'd be happy to help anybody out who's trying to get their first fish or who's having a dry spell like I did. I'll give you my thoughts, my insights. I'll help any way I can. Massive thanks for watching. It's one of the most important things and valuable things that you guys can give me is your time. You know, I know it's only a short 10 minutes, but the fact that you click on the video and you watch the video, You know, it's the best thing that you guys can give me, and I'm very, very grateful for it. I'll see you on the next one, lads. Woo!